Need some coins or MT for that God Squad you've always wanted? For fast and cheap currency, make sure to check out MMOEXP.com and use code ZERK for 5% off your order.
The whole thing wobbin', wobbin'. When I come around, got the whole thing wobbin'.
What's going on, guys? It's Zirksee coming at you today with another Madden Ultimate Team video, and today I'm going to be going over the Madden 23 franchise deep dive information that literally just came out. There is a ton of updates about franchise this year. I will let you guys know that personally, I don't play franchise. Straight up, I just don't play franchise. However, after watching the video that EA put out and looking over this info, there's a lot of changes, and if I were to play franchise this year, I think that I would be excited. If I played it in Madden 22, it definitely seems like a lot of cool stuff. I do want to give a shout out to Mozzie for being a part of the Naughty Gang. If you guys want a chance to be shout out in the next video, drop a like in the vid, make sure you guys are subbed to the channel, turn the notification bell on, and comment down below, Naughty Gang. And also, guys, if you want to check out Underdog Fantasy, make sure you guys use code ZERK to match first deposit up to $100, and follow me over on Twitter for my picks. And I will be running another season-long NFL private fantasy draft over on Twitter later today on Underdog, so if you guys want to get in and draft versus me, check it out and follow me over on Twitter. With that being said, guys, let's get into this, and we're going to start off here with free agency. Don't think I need to really explain all of that right there, but pretty much just some free agency changes. There is a lot of cool stuff though with this. So as you guys can see, a full visual overhaul to the off-season free agency hub is coming with Madden 23. Within the new hub, an emphasis is being made on keeping information accessible and clear, as well as improving the quality of flows throughout the experience. The details of the player, how your team aligns to their motivations, as well as interest from other teams are front and center as you navigate through all players active in free agency. Along with the new free agency hub screen, we have added 2 additional new features, help support free agency revamp, active negotiations, and evaluations. And the NFL free agency is a whirlwind of activity, with players and teams negotiating deals the second they are allowed to start talking. Before players choose they'd be signing with, there's usually a lot of back and forth between them and the different teams they are trying to sign that player. To create a sense of pressure, we are introducing the active negotiations feature. During the first stage of free agency, each team will only be able to offer up to 5 players a contract during each eval period. This will help ensure that a few teams can't just come in and sign all the top free agents right away. It's also now no longer just all about the money, but we will get into that later. In the first stage of free agency, you will need to be calculated on whom you'll make offers to, as you won't be able to go after everybody you want. In stage 2, you can offer up to 10 players, and then in stage 3, unlimited offers. While this is more limited in early stages, it is compensated by the second feature, evaluations. Within every week of free agency, 3 eval offers can be made and triggered. All offers are run, allowing players to accept or decline contracts or not make a final decision without the need for the week to be advanced. This will give each team more opportunity to go back and forth with a player during negotiations, and or possibly allow you to change direction if you get feedback from the player that is not interested in signing with you. You will need to pay close attention to all the factors that go into how a player decides where he will sign. With the added information, improved flows, and the mix of limitation and opportunity, we hope to bring a more strategic and rewarding experience to one of the most impactful aspects of the offseason. Here, of course, is Devontae. Now, personally, I think that this is super cool. Kind of the player motivations that they are including for Madden 23. I personally think that this is really, really cool. So you guys can see here is a breakdown of the player motivations that you will see. Now, this will kind of determine what players may want to sign with you more. Now, you guys can see Super Bowl chase. So pretty much players will have these on them, and I will actually show you guys a screenshot that I took from the video. All right, so as you guys can see right here, here is a screenshot that I took from the video. If you look on that right side right there, player motivations, Super Bowl chase, impact is, it looks like not at all. Historic championships, impact doesn't look very high, and highest offer values financials, you can see slightly above. So you will get kind of an impact on them. There's other ones too. So Super Bowl chase, teams in position to contend for the Super Bowl will be the prime destination for these players. Example, Von Miller. That's why he went to the Buffalo Bills. Historic championships, head coach historic record, scheme fit. If somebody is going to be a starter, top of the depth chart, team has a franchise QB, so Like Tom Brady. Russell Gage signed with the Bucs to play with Tom Brady. Mentor at position, close to home. Jarvis Landry with the Saints. He wanted to be home. Big market, tax-free state, warm weather state, highest offer, of course. Some people just care about the money. I think that is really, really cool. I think adding these in my opinion, is super awesome. Of course, having those is going to allow you, when you pay attention, if a player really, really likes one of your things, you can offer them a cheaper contract and they might come to you instead of just going with the biggest offer. So I think that's really, really cool. They also have player tags. Many players have roles in a team that exceed their direct positions and assignments. Tags add a new layer to how these players fit with their team, bringing unique effects that not only apply to the team, but also to teammates and the player themselves. Player tags are dynamic, updating weekly how the players, teams, and league progress will all impact roles across your franchise. Look for the following tags, see how your players fit the landscape of the league. We have award winner, which players who have won yearly awards draw more interest during free agency, creating heated competition, letting the biggest available names. Franchise QB, so that adds to the motivations there. And your team will not look to replace them via free agency or the draft. Bridge QB, journeyman quarterbacks fill the most important role for a team. These players keep the seat warm as the team looks to draft the next heir to their throne. QB of the future, recently drafted, ready to take the reins. These quarterbacks will be giving starting roles that get close and overall to the current starter. Day one starter, elite players ready to make a difference on the field the moment they are drafted. They will be given starter priority and secure their position, causing the team to look elsewhere in future drafts. Future starter, these development players have high ceilings but may not be ready to play right away. While they wait for their turn to start, they will gain extra XP during weekly training. Bridge player, filling the gaps across the roster. These players have allowed for the split time with up-and-comers or signal the need for the team to upgrade the position in the draft. And then mentor as well. We have veteran leadership, cannot be understated. Weekly training XP boost will be given to all players that share a position with a mentor. Example, Bobby Wagner. Trade target, whether a young player without a realistic shot at a starting spot or a veteran without a needed hole to fill. These players will be placed in team's trade block in search of a better fit. New contract negotiation screen. New information includes a breakdown of motivations, including a player's overall interest in your team, a yearly breakdown of the offer, depth chart information at that position. In addition to being able to craft a custom contract offer, there will be 4 new preset offers you can choose that include team-friendly, neutral, player-friendly, and very player-friendly. This allows an easy way to offer varied contracts that need to punch in the numbers, and then also rollover salary cap. So this allows teams to carry over unused cap money from one year to the next, giving teams with low salary totals the ability to spend heavily in the upcoming offseason. Some other new stuff includes the franchise hub. As every franchise player knows, you can spend just as much time off the field as you spend on the field. For that reason, want to make the franchise hub feel more connected to your team, and now whether you're at the main hub, adjusting your depth chart, or scouring the trade block, the background feature both your team's primary colors and logo. Streamlined activity feed. At times, the activity list can feel overwhelming. In Madden 23, a focus was made to improve the ease of use of this critical piece of the hub. Text have been shortened, spam reduced, and all new icons have been made to make every action stand out. In the end, we optimize your activity feed pretty much. Improved usability, as often overlooked aspect of how easy a menu system is to use in the font itself. Across franchise, new fonts have been introduced to improve readability and thus usability of all features. Also have a bunch of scouting updates. Scouting updates, over 50 scouts have been added in Madden 23, doubling the number of free agent scouts from 50 to 100 and bringing the total number of scouts to 260. In addition, we've ensured that every position has at least one scout in each tier with that particular expertise. With a few exceptions, each position grouping is covered by multiple scouts at each tier. You guys can see the scouting assignment right there. Team scouts have also been updated. Each scout assigned to a new team that reflects their team needs, with the higher tier scouts reflecting the bigger needs. Scout multiple positions at each stage. In Madden 22, folks, scouting was limited to singular positions, and the amount of information you receive on a draft class wasn't enough to make confident decisions. This year, we have grouped similar positions together, so when you're focusing scouting, you'll get information on all players in that grouping rather than just one. These groupings are running backs, it's halfbacks and fullbacks, offensive tackles, left and right, interior is left, center, and right guards, defensive ends, left and right ends, outside linebackers, left and right outside linebackers, and safeties, free safeties, and strong safeties. Now, they also made an improvement here to the attribute reveal. One of the largest pieces of feedback received with last year's scouting update was regarding the reveal of the info from college prospects. It was entirely random, would often leave you guessing the most important attributes that would care about most for a certain prospect. Based on that feedback, I made multiple improvements to those reveals to get you the information you want faster, as well as leave you less in the dark about any prospects while still maintaining some mystery. We significantly increased the weight of reveals in favor of core attributes, making it far more likely than Madden 22 for an attribute reveal to be a core attribute rather than a secondary. Additionally, when you reach 50% scouted on a prospect, any remaining unknown attributes will convert from a question mark to a 3-letter range. As you continue to gather more info on a player and reach 70%, any remaining 3-letter ranges will then convert into a 2-letter range. So as you guys can see, this is a quarterback right here, and instead of it being like break, tackle, or something, deep accuracy, shorts, and throw on the run, those were revealed. That's pretty important. Moving on to draft classes, they've added over 30 new templates created from the ground up. Some of the templates include generational prospects, generational just as they sound. They will come in the league rated incredibly high by prospect standards and come with a guaranteed X factor as well. We have 99 club prospects. No, these will not be 99 overall players. They are just players that bring an elite skill to the NFL. We want these players to be fun, but also reasonably realistic. For that reason, you won't see any players come in the league with a 99 rated pass accuracy or awareness. You may, however, see a QB with 99 throw power, a receiver with 99 spec catch, or a safety with 99 hit power. Doesn't mean they will be elite players, just excel at a particular skill. High variance prospects are true boom or bust. Prospects have wider than typical ranges on their intangible attributes, increasing the volatility of the overall. This thought process also extends to their dev trade, where we've given these players essentially a 50-50 chance to be a normal superstar with a very small chance at star or superstar. Specialist prospects are players that are a bit outside the box and break the mold of our typical archetype prospects and are either unique to their position or specialize in a certain area. These types of prospects include QBs who excel play action, edge or interior players that lack size, as well as linebackers that excel as a run stopper or in pass coverage, but offer very little in the alternative. Now we also have immersion and tuning, draft and trade logic. The addition of new features drew focus to draft and trade logic in Madden 23. Big strides are made in creating more intelligent and authentic decisions across both systems. While the edge has been smoothed out, a foundation has also been set, allowing for continued progress in these spaces. With the combination of this improved logic and the player tags feature, we focused on solving immersion breaking situations. For example, teams will now recognize when they have a franchise QB or QB of the future on the roster look to draft a position of need. Awards tuning. The logic for several awards have been tuned, including MVP, Offensive Defensive Player of the Year, a bunch of other ones as well. The goal with this tuning pass was to ensure that the most deserving players are winning each of these awards. Dev trait progression and regression. Along with adjusting the logic on several awards, we've also adjusted how awards will play into a player's dev trait progression. If a player is a normal dev wins an award, he will now be guaranteed to increase in dev. Additional players to win offensive or defensive rookie of the year, or a first-time winner is the best O-line, best kicker, will receive a guaranteed dev trait increase as well. Immediate offers and trades. Trades on Madden have not favored casual NFL fans. Such a fun and dynamic interaction was held back by a manual trial and error approach. Without pre-existing knowledge of value and depth, it was overly difficult to find the best deal out there. Now, only one side of a trade needs to be constructed. Once determined who you want to get or who you'd like to give away, an option is presented that would automatically generate a list of options from CPU-controlled teams for the player to choose from. Whether you're trying to find what it takes to grab your favorite player or how much value one of yours has, all possibilities are available with the click of a button. Lastly, I want to thank all of our passionate franchise players. Thank you all for continuing to bring your passionate feedback to our game. With all due dynamic at play each season, building your franchise roster in Madden NFL has never been more satisfying, and we are excited for you to get your hands on Madden 23. So guys, that is it for the franchise news. You can also be on the lookout for Madden 23 news coming soon on game modes like Face to Franchise and also MUT. So, a lot of stuff, in my opinion, I think, improved to franchise. Again, I don't really play franchise, but if I did, I would be really excited. I think the player tags is really cool, and the motivations also, I think, is super cool for free agents. I think it's really, really cool. So, with that being said, guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure you guys drop a like in the video, and of course, hit that sub button down below. See you guys next time.